everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. I'm your host, Brad, joined by 3 co-hosts this week. Micah.
Hey.
Terrence.
What's up?
And back for a second week in a row is Carrie.
What up?
Whose expertise we needed. We will be talking E3 predictions later on in the episode. Before we do that, we have 5-star reviews. We have 4 5-star reviews.
Do we?
We do. And some of them are very concise, which also is appreciated.
Wow. You had to give away $2,000 worth of games in a fucking paragraph.
Listen, those games cost me $0. They may have
don't know that
of $1,000, but they cost me nothing. And again, I'm not above bribery. You're welcome, by the way, for shower. Those of you that got a free game from us, you're welcome. Like I said, we love showering with gifts whenever possible. And thank you for cleaning out my inbox because they were just clogging up a lot of space there. So the first one, great show, great group by Canuck Duke from Canada, who was happy that he was able to use one of these codes. He says, I've been listening to this show for at least a couple of years.
But you couldn't give us a 5-star review. That's cute. That's fine.
The takes are always hilarious, and they cover pretty much all of console gaming, even Nintendo. This review is long overdue, but the Dense Pixels fan group gave away legit game codes. Hey, fellow Canadians, the Xbox codes work for us too, eh? Like they were at a Tim Hortons. We don't shit on the floor like we're at a Tim Hortons and throw it at the kids. Thanks for Dragon Ball Fighters. This is one step towards a NAFTA renegotiation, I hope.
That's fun.
Thank you, Duke. And then we have 3 that were referred reviews. So first, Amir sent me from Amir's GF from the United States. Great podcast. Amir sent me. Wow. The next one is for Terrence by True King. He says, great show. Glad I listened to my cousin Amir for the recommendation. And then we have another one recommended by Amir, 5-star from Jordan Alexa. Cool podcast is what they had to say.
How many fucking games did he pull? Did he get?
Amir, heads up, you cannot get a platinum trophy for 5-star reviews on the Dense Pixels podcast.
Oh shit, that's funny.
You can't do that. It's not an achievement, but good effort.
Wow.
The thank you all for those 5-star reviews. As a reminder, if you listen and enjoy the show, go on to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review because every 5-star review you leave helps the podcast get more discovered. So we appreciate that. Thank you all very much for those of you that left a 5-star review. So let's get into the show proper. What we've been playing, well, 3 of us have been playing what is probably at this point the finest fighting game that exists on the Nintendo Switch. And that game is Mario Tennis Aces, because the demo was live over the weekend. And that is just a fighting game that is disguised in the veneer of a tennis game. I gotta tell you.
If you don't mind, I would like to go first because I forgot that this thing was live, so I downloaded it late last night, and I'm sitting in bed about to fall asleep, and I said, well, let me at least start it up, right? I know it's an online demo, but let me at least start it up. And I dig it. It's a tennis game, right? Everybody's played a tennis game before. But it has a bunch of like weird, cool stuff, like power shots, and you can slow down time, and you can break the racket, and you can assault people with the tennis ball. It's super fun, and I am very much. I went and pre-ordered it after I played the little tutorial. That being said, it is to my understanding that this game can be quite difficult.
Oh yes,
and I will leave it to you guys.
So I remember, I downloaded the demo and I logged in on Friday night with the intention on just playing late Friday night, like 10 o'clock, with the intention of playing a handful of matches just to get a feel for the game. And I ended up playing for 2 hours on Friday. It is a game that just fucking sucks you in. Like Micah said, it is very difficult, especially because what they were doing with the demo is they had an online tournament. So you were paired off into random matches with opponents in order to advance through a tournament bracket and hopefully win. And you were earning rank points along the way. And as you earned more rank points, you would unlock other characters to use in the demo as well. There was, I think, 9 characters in total that you could use, 5 of which were unlocked from the start, and then another 4 that you could earn through the demo. I was not expecting the depth of gameplay that this game offers, because of course you have the regular tennis stuff, but as Micah alluded to, you have all sorts of, you know, power-ups and special moves that you can do between like targeted, you know, power shots. And
yeah, you've got like there's
power shot,
star shots and power shots and zone shots, and you can slow down time. And you know, if you've built up a lot of energy, if you've like maxed out your energy bar, you can do like the super shot, like the ultimate shot, the power shot, where it has like the cinematic and whatnot. And that's like the most powerful one, and it's the most difficult to block. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I think this is something Nintendo has always done really well, with a lot of different games sort of under their first party umbrella, where sort of like the baseline of the game is very simple, but it's like shockingly deep. Like they sort of did the same thing with like Splatoon, where like the baseline for Splatoon, very simple, very easy to understand, but like you dig into the meat of the game a little bit and it's like a super deep, very sort of leveled experience. So
right. And the reason why I compare it to a fighting game is because it does require a ton of like split second, you know, decision making and reaction times, but also because you have this energy meter that controls all of your special moves, and meter management is like the main crux of the fucking game, because
that's true.
Decide, is it worth me burning this meter to use this zone shot, or do I want to save it up for the like ultra shot like Carrie mentioned? When do I want to use that? Do I want to, you know, slow down time to get to this cross court shot, or do I want to save it up? You know, like you have to constantly be making these decisions in real time. And yeah, man, it was really fucking fun. Like, it's so fun that I'm going to forgo the discounted copy that I can get and pay extra money just to get the download version, because I'm just gonna want to keep it on my fucking system for as long as I can. Terrence is probably wigging out over here right now because we're talking about a fucking tennis game like it's fucking Street Fighter.
Here's the thing, you know that it's a fighting game by how stressed out and fucking immediately angry I got by seeing like their internet connection meter, and like if it was just like one little red bar, I was immediately angry at them because I knew they were going to fucking lag out. Yeah,
that was the only downer with during the previews, that there were some very, very big connection problems.
Yeah, I didn't experience too terribly much of like not being able to connect to the server. It seemed to me that there were like certain individuals that were having laggy internet just like personally. I thought the whole experience ran really well. I enjoyed playing as Waluigi.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't that the individuals were lagging. I think the problem is on Nintendo's side of things, because I would go into matches with people that had like 4 and 5 bar connections, and there would still be a point in the match where it would drop down to 1 bar. And I damn well know that ain't my internet.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I never had that happen. I had things drop when someone was only at like 1 bar going into the match. So.
But yeah, Mario Tennis Aces, great game. I said that it was probably going to be the Mario Kart of this year, and I'm glad that I was correct in that. I think
for sure. You know, Camelot Software Planning makes really good games.
They do, and
would be nice if Nintendo let them make an RPG again.
No, I mean they're just doing tennis and golf. I'm fine with them just bouncing back and forth between those two.
I'm gonna die, dude.
Micah, I did not actually purchase Street Fighter 30th Anniversary. Should I?
You can hold off.
Good.
Yeah, you can hold off. It's fine. It is a half-ass love letter to Street Fighter fans. You get to play as every Street Fighter 1. It fucking sucks. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah,
I've been doing.
I remember playing that.
I've been doing fucking
It was
quarter
bad
cir-
30 years ago.
I've been doing quarter circle punches and Z motion punches for 30 fucking years. You trying to tell me that I don't know how to throw a fucking fireball in Street Fighter 1? Fuck you. It's terrible. All the other games are fine. They are, quote, arcade perfect, which means they're ports of the arcade versions, not any of the better re-released versions of these games. Like you won't like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, even though you can play that online, is not Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition from the PS3. Street Fighter Alpha 3 is just that, Street Fighter Alpha 3. It's not Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max, the definitive version of that game. It's fine, but it feels kind of half-assed. And you know, they have a museum which is like a history of Street Fighter, and that would be wonderful if we didn't have internet. But you can look at all the pictures you want on the internet. You can look at all the official and unofficial art on the internet. So you can hold off on it.
Okay, I was dismayed to hear that they were the arcade ports and not the better console versions of the game. That was a little disappointing.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. But you know, is what it is.
All right, and Carrie, what the hell is a Pokemon Quest?
So, the big Pokemon news this week we'll get to later on, but alongside that news, they were like, by the way, there's this free to start game for the Switch. It's available right fucking now. It's called Pokemon Quest. And it's basically it's essentially just a mobile game that's currently on Switch and is coming to mobile like later on. Like it'll be available for Android and iOS. It's cute, it's mindless, just tap. I haven't felt the need to spend any actual money on it yet. Basically, the art style is everything is sort of like cubed, like not cubed to the point of like Minecraft, but cubed nonetheless. I don't know. It's cute. It's mindless. It's Pokemon, so I'm fucking playing it because I am extremely predictable. But no, I mean, it's free. So if you like Pokemon, and you like, I don't know if like resource management is really the term, but like it's active battles and you got to like pick your team sort of carefully going into certain scenarios and whatnot. So it's fine.
It's free though, right?
It's free. Yeah, it's free and it's on the eShop right now. So if you have a Switch, go for it.
Check it out. Very good. All right. Well, moving on from there, a little bit of housekeeping before we get into new releases. If you ever are going to go to youtube.com/densepixels and subscribe to the show, just an FYI, this is the week to do it because, and we'll go ahead and detail some of this now. Next week is E3. And much as we did last year, we're going to be doing some shit during E3 next week. And a lot of it's going to be on YouTube. So we will have specifics for you in the Dense Pixels fan group, which is densepixels.com/fans, as far as times and things of that nature. But make sure you go to youtube.com/densepixels, subscribe. I know that for sure we are going to be doing live pre-show and post-show coverage for at least Microsoft and Sony. And all you podcast listeners out there, you can expect a bevy of Dense Pixels podcasts for your oral entertainment next week. But again, youtube.com/densepixels. Subscribe to the podcast while you're there. If you've not subscribed to premium content for TNP Studios, you can do that at densepixels.com/premium. It costs just $5 a month or $50 for the entire year. Gets you episodes of the Area of Grievances, the Look Forward Political Podcast, No Time to Bleed, our action movie podcast, Mike and mine, James Bond /Spy Movie podcast, and then with the Golden Tongues. You also get video episodes of the Nerdpocalypse podcast as well. Tons and tons and tons and tons of content for a very, very minimal price. If you haven't checked it out before, I'm telling you, put the $5 down, check it out for a month. I guarantee you'll be back for the other 50. So again, densepixels.com/premium. And finally, no matter what podcatching app you use, be it Spotify, be it Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Pocket Cast, Podcast Addict, whatever one you use, make sure you subscribe to the show and subscribe to the other TNP Studio shows as well. We will deliver new episodes to you while you sleep like Podcast Ninjas, and then they will be ready for you to consume in the morning on your morning commute or however and wherever you listen to those. So new releases. Elder Scrolls Online's new expansion comes out this week. It is called Somerset. Of course, if you already have Elder Scrolls Online, you can just buy that expansion. I think it's like $40 to get all the content for that.
It's pretty cool. I haven't been playing ESO because I don't really enjoy online games that much. But Somerset, the Somerset Isles are where the High Elves are from. So it's one of those things where it's like it's a part of the lore that hasn't really been explored in the single player games. So
there you go. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, the cross tag fighter in the Blaze Blue and other anime universes comes out as well. This was first announced at EVO last year. Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn.
Amazing.
Releasing on every console this week. This is, of course, a new Shaq Fu game. They've wisened up and not made it a fighting game, which is probably for the best. And I think instead it's going to be like a side-scrolling brawler instead. Yeah. I'm getting this game for free because I purchased NBA Playgrounds on the Switch while it was fucked up.
Oh my God.
This is what I was told would be my free reward for being an early customer of that game. So I will let you guys know how it is when I receive my code. I don't know when that's going to be. Hopefully soon.
Apparently, I just Googled Shaq Fu, and apparently Shaq Fu DLC lets you play as Obama?
That's weird. But okay. I guess.
Why not?
For legal reasons, it will officially involve, quote, Dirty Barry, but the references make it quite clear who it is based upon.
Dirty Barry?
Oh my God. Well, at least they know what this game is. So you can say that for them. Onrush, a new racing game coming out this week. Vampire or Vampire, depending on how you choose to pronounce your misspelled for no reason words, is coming out. It's a new game from Don't Nod, aka the makers of Life is Strange. It's not a narrative-driven game, though. This is actually going to be like a action game of sorts. And then MotoGP 18 also releases as well for you motorcycle fans. Games of Gold and PlayStation Plus both got announced this week as well for the month of June. On Xbox, for the entire month of June, you get Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia. Of course, the Chronicles series are the side-scrolling 2.5D Assassin's Creed games. So that's free for the entire month. For the second half of June into the beginning of July, you also get the Smite Gold Bundle. Smite is free to play. The Gold Bundle is a $100 value. Terrence, you said this was a pretty good investment.
Yeah, if they've given you $100 worth of stuff, that probably means it's going to have all of the characters unlocked. And there's quite a few characters. So
that's available from June 16th through July 15th. For 360, beginning half of the month through the 15th, you get Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, or Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed, the second of the two Sonic kart racing games. And then the second half of the month, you get Lego Indiana Jones Part 2. On PlayStation, for free in the month of June, you will be able to pick up XCOM 2 and Trials Fusion as well. Those are your free games for the month. You can, if you have a PS3, you can also get Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. I did like that game quite a bit, actually, when it released. Also releasing digitally this week, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. This is not the main Bloodstained game that was funded on Kickstarter. This was a bonus game. And this is basically an homage to Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, right down to the graphics and gameplay, apparently.
And like map layout.
Yeah. They are pulling no punches as to where the inspiration for this game came from. So if you really like Castlevania 3, which I do, you might want to check this one out as well. Warhammer 40K Inquisitor-Martyr also releasing this week, at least for the Xbox One. And then some release date and new game announcements. This kind of falls in this category. Both PlayStation and Xbox are doing massive sale events during E3 week. Sony will have a new exclusive blue PlayStation 4, which is like a royal blue with gold PlayStation logos on it. It looks kind of cool. Again, we don't care much for custom consoles around these parts, but this one looks all right. So that'll be available. You can also save $50 on a PlayStation 4 Pro. You can save $100 on a PlayStation VR bundle. DualShocks will be $40. Bunch of hot PlayStation titles will be on sale, including Horizon Zero Dawn for $20, which is a pretty good deal. Xbox also is going to be discounting the Xbox One X for the first time. That's going to be $449 for a week starting on June 7th. You can also save, you can get a 500 gig One S for $200. You can get a 1 terabyte One S for $250. A bunch of discounts on games. You can get a month of Xbox Live for $1. Sure, I guess. And you can also save $10 on controllers as well. Next is Red Dead 2 released their special editions today. There's going to be several different collector's editions, including one that does not include the game, but just has a bunch of Red Dead Redemption collectibles in it. We have a link in the show notes if you wanted to check out all the stuff you get there. I'm not going to tell everything.
What are we saying right now? How much is the one that doesn't have the game?
$100.
Them niggas is crazy.
Wait,
Fuck.
what?
No, that's offensive.
Yeah.
That's offensive. That's offensive.
Why would I? But
Why would I buy a collector's edition of a video game that does not include the game and it's $100?
I mean, look at it this way. If they release like this collector's edition, it would probably cost $200 with the game and all the
No, I'm not going to look at it any other way. That's just fucking You know what? Just because of that, I'm not buying it. There you go.
you weren't
You
gonna
know
buy it anyway. Get out of here. You ain't making some sacrifice. Like,
I am making a sacrifice.
No, you're not.
No,
You
you're
weren't
not.
getting to get this game.
You don't know that.
Bunch of white
we
people
do.
in the West.
I played the first one.
Yeah, you played the first one,
I beat it.
which is why you're not buying the second one.
Yeah, but did you buy the first one like day one with the
Yeah, I
fucking
did.
special?
No, I didn't get the special edition. I don't do special editions. But I did buy I bought Red Dead Redemption the first day. I beat that multiple times actually. But this, I'm not super interested. I was on the fence, but now that they're selling $100 special edition with nothing in it, I'm going to be petty and I'm not picking it up at all.
Is
Like Destiny 2.
You're gonna get it on sale.
Nah.
no, I believe him. I believe him.
Trust me, yeah, I am obstinate as fuck when
I
I
believe him. He ain't want the game to begin.
Proving
with.
it.
Let me ask
Even
you a
if it's
question.
free. What?
If I'm Brad, I ain't asking you nothing about this.
Brad didn't play the first one, right?
No, but
For 5 hours.
but Brad is a consummate professional, whereas I'm like Krusty the Clown when I come in here and I just fly by the seat of my pants. All right, let's do this. This $100 edition that doesn't have a game, is it the one with the collector's box, the
Yes.
one with the red box?
Yes, that's the one.
So you get a map that means nothing. You get a placemat because that's what that is, right? You get a mini Crown Royal bag.
I'm surprised you know what that is.
Oh, well, I'm black. I mean, come on, yeah.
You get a puzzle.
You don't even have to drink to know what the fuck Crown Royal is. They was probably holding chains in the Crown Royal bag when he was a kid.
I kept my brass M in a Crown Royal bag that I broke somebody's hand with.
There you go.
You get a deck of playing cards. You get I'm getting old. Are these Monopoly pieces?
They appear they're a pin set. They're pins, Mike.
Oh,
Yeah.
a pin. Oh,
They come in the Crown Royal bag.
a pin. A
Pin.
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 You get a blood flag. You get and you get a puzzle. Wow, like all
Yeah,
that stuff.
You get a puzzle, a challenge coins. You get cigarette cards.
I'm actually looking at this. This is not worth $100, guys.
No, not
Thank
even
you. You
remotely
can
close.
literally get all this stuff at a goddamn supermarket.
Right, but because it's branded with Red Dead.
This is
2, they're
fucked up.
charging
man.
100.
This is-
Here's the thing: I could understand this if they were charging 50 for this.
I'm gonna pull a Terrence here. This is offensive, actually.
Yeah,
It is.
the
Like,
fact that
that's insanity.
the fact that they're charging $100 for this is fucking obscene. Like, again, if this was 50, I'd be like, that's a little much. But you know what? For people who are super into Red Dead, maybe all this fancy exclusive stuff in a fancy box, whatever.
The world of Red Dead Redemption.
No, nobody. Look.
People play Red Dead to fucking shoot white people.
Yes, but
With other white people.
wait a minute. They
Yeah.
did shoot a lot of like Native Americans in that game too. I think
That's
I don't
true. That's
remember.
true as well.
But look, like Micah said, all of this, what is the Crown Royal bag, I made one of them in school.
That's not even gonna be as nice as a Crown Royal bag. That's
like,
gonna be like shitty, fucking like canvas bullshit.
This ain't even velvet. Fuck. It's like playing cards. So you can get at a store for like $3.
I think I have a set of
bandana. You do? I think I got them from the first fucking game. I probably still have them somewhere in this bitch. No.
So I think the official position at Dense Pixels is we give this collector's edition a thumbs down.
That's bullshit.
Fuck that.
Is highly offensive. If you buy this, you're dumb.
Yeah, straight up. Absolutely. If you buy this, you're dumb.
You don't have to apologize for that statement. It's reasonable. It's a reasonable response. And then lastly, Nintendo is going to do what Nintendo does, and that is release a special edition 2DS XL. This one is going to be based on the Hylian Shield.
I want it.
It's quite an attractive looking console.
It looks real nice. You know, I have no use for I have two 3DSs.
What the fuck is a 2DS XL?
It's a 3DS that doesn't use like the 3D function.
That is correct. And
so it plays all the 3D games. It just the top screen doesn't do the 3D shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be $160. It's available July 2nd.
Here's the thing. It comes with The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds pre-installed on the system. Link Between Worlds is one of my all-time favorite Zelda games. It's really fucking good. If for whatever godforsaken reason you don't have a member of the 3DS family of consoles, this is good because that's a good ass looking system, and it comes with one of the best games available for that system.
And that's true. For $160, you too can buy a console that's probably only going to see about 12 more months of support before it goes into the dustbin of history. So there's that.
Well, I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying it's cute.
Collector's edition of a game that didn't got the goddamn.
We're really stuck.
Yeah, he's stuck on it, man.
Nuts. Yeah.
That's fucking funny. Well, Terrence had better get his head straight out of the Red Dead Redemption 2 haze because he has headlines this week.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey is confirmed by Ubisoft ahead of E3. Okay.
They apparently they had to get out of this because somebody leaked a keychain.
Yeah.
So
because they made the mistake of fucking sending keychains to stores. I think it happened in France first.
Of course it happened in France. It's Ubisoft.
Yeah. I mean it's Ubisoft. So yeah, basically a pre-order bonus arrived in stores before the game was officially announced, and lowly paid game store employees, being what they are, immediately took to the internet with photos of it.
I didn't know they were still doing like yearly iterations of this game.
They weren't, because
they weren't.
Years between Syndicate and Origins, and we said, good, Ubisoft has learned their lesson finally, and they were rewarded handsomely with the great performance of Assassin's Creed Origins, and they said, that's great, look at all this money, how can we fuck this up?
I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming because Assassin's Creed Origins has they deal with the Greeks in that game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're going to Greece next because there are way too many Greeks just walking around for them not to be, for those assets to not be used.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was a leading theory a while back. But I think the big rumor right now is that the main characters from Origins will come into Odyssey, and that Odyssey will basically lead right out of Origins. Like it's not going to feature the same protagonist, but it's still going to be like a direct sequel. So
yeah, of course, because you got all those assets that you can use again.
And apparently Ubisoft figured out how to animate women, and there will be a female playable character option in the new Assassin's Creed game.
A female playable character as in the main character?
Yes.
Or just oh snap.
Well, they had one in the other one, and the one that took place in England, right? Remember?
Yeah,
Syndicate?
They did. Yep. Syndicate had
yeah.
I think her name was Pokemon Let's Go Eevee or something like that.
I still haven't let go of people being like, hey, Ubisoft, sure would be nice if you put a female playable character in your games, and Ubisoft going, females are really hard to animate, so no. Like,
Right, because they animated all the dudes to walk like lumbering ogres, and women don't walk like lumbering ogres. First of all, yes, they do. Second
yeah,
of
no,
all, second of all, even if they didn't, it doesn't take that long. Like you can figure it out.
Better watch out who you're making comments about. Or you might get a Facebook timeout.
Yeah, no kidding. I say the word woman and any negative thing, all of a sudden, I'm in Facebook jail. You know what would be funny if I was in Facebook jail? Nobody would know it.
Yeah, you damn sure wouldn't.
I feel like you posted more today just to compensate for the fact that somebody else was in Facebook jail.
Yeah, and I only did that just to make fun of him, just to have his mentions just blow the fuck up because he gets the mentions, but he can't comment on them.
That's good.
He can see everything, but he can't.
Yes, he can see everything, but he can't comment on it.
Yeah, that shit fucking sucks, Like it really does, because it shit happened to me last week. And like you can see everything.
I thought they just locked you out of the site for 24 hours.
Nope.
No. This was the analogy that he gave me through a personal messenger. He said it's like you're in prison and they give you water, but they gag your mouth so you can't drink it.
It's like the sunken place. Like you're sitting there, you can see everything, but you have no control. You can't do anything. It sucks.
That's really funny.
Especially if you're like on there all the time. Like
Jay is.
Bullshit. So I've been tagging him. Just I want to hear his thoughts on certain things. I'll just tag him just to be a dick because it's fun. Like, hey, Jay,
those first posts tomorrow. I hate you all. Oh, you're the worst.
That is funny. Back to this thing called dense pixels. Reports and leaked documents suggest that Fortnite is coming to the Switch. Okay.
All right.
Why not?
They put it on phones. I can't imagine why.
Yeah,
Right. I mean, that was my whole response was they have it on your phone. Why wouldn't it come to the Switch?
But here's my question though. So the part of the main appeal of the Switch is the fact that you can take it and play it on the go.
Right.
But Fortnite, you have to be connected to the internet because it's online only.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't they put PUBG on the phone also?
Yep.
It's the same thing. So
I know, but you don't always have an internet connection for your Switch. Like your phone is connected to the internet because it is.
Oh, okay.
But your Switch has to have Wi-Fi access of some kind.
Well, tether it to your phone.
You could.
There you go.
No.
Or maybe they're just doing it for the people in Japan who have, embraced technology while we're regressing at a rapid clip in everything in life.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big mood.
Oh, Jesus, this country's fucked.
Yep.
Speaking of this country, Bungie gets $100 million from Chinese gaming company to grow the multi-franchise studio. God damn it, we are China's bitch. Bungie, the studio behind the Halo and Destiny franchise. How is Destiny 2 treating y'all anyway? Did y'all buy the expansion? I saw you on there like 2 days ago.
I was playing last week. I was got through the Warmind expansion, grinding out the exotic quests, trying to get that second gun.
Okay.
Got the sweet new hand cannon that fucking hits like a brick, like a fucking rock through a plate glass window. It's great.
The hand cannon that when someone else gets is the exact same hand cannon that you have because it doesn't have any kind of specialized things going on with it.
And they've been making improvements to the exotic armor to make it stand out a little bit more. Terrence, it's good.
I don't believe
you.
Fun. Yeah. So what is this place called? What was I at? It's received investment from NetEase, a massive Chinese online gaming company. The partnership opens up China to Bungie's games, including Destiny 2, for the first time.
Apparently, this also opens
throwing money at us.
They do. Apparently, it's also the possibility that Bungie could end up self-publishing games in the future, not having to go through a publishing partner.
Okay, is it going to have a bunch of fucking like logos in the beginning of the game, like movies?
Yep.
Because they got Chinese money now.
Yep.
Bungie in association with NetEase. The fuck is a NetEase? Is that like a cable company? An internet company?
Look,
China's weird.
all anyone should care about is are they still going to make good games? Are they going to make a game better than Destiny?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to have any like quick impact anyway. I think this is something for much further down the road. I'll also mention that for those of you listening to this on Tuesday, if you're early enough in the day, Bungie is revealing the fall expansion for the first time on a live Twitch live stream tomorrow.
Oh snap!
Okay.
Maybe it'll get me to boot it up again. I haven't played it in a while. Like I missed Iron Banner and
So did I.
all that stuff.
But you went through the Warmind expansion though, for the campaign, at least when it came out.
Eventually, yeah, and it's super short too.
It is. Like I beat the campaign in 2 hours. I have been having fun getting caught up into escalation protocols, even though that's not going well so far because I'm not a high enough light level to really do anything.
Yeah,
in it. But I have gotten through a couple waves by just happening to be in with people that are powerful enough to do damage.
Yeah,
and that's more. It's more fun than I thought it would be because they made it just sound like a glorified, like horde mode, like a Court of Oryx or Prison of Elders type of thing.
Yeah,
a little bit more fun than that, and very satisfying when you can take down one of those fucking big ass yellow bar assholes that they throw out at you every wave, because those things take a beating.
I don't think I made it that far. Like I literally finished it, fought that big worm. And turn it off. I didn't do anything else.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get back into it when there's nothing else to play. But
it's fun. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I finally just picked it up since Warmind came out pretty much for the first time last week and got sucked back in because that's how it goes. So being as E3 is right around the corner, just a reminder, go to densepixels.com/Amazon whenever you make any purchases, including all of your E3 pre-orders or purchase games, whatever you do. Do it at densepixels.com/Amazon because we'll pay the same low price. We will get a very small percentage of the sale, which helps support the podcast, pays for hosting fees, equipment, things like that we need. So again, densepixels.com/Amazon for all your Amazon purchases, big or small.
Following a 24-hour live stream on Twitch, Bethesda Softworks, located 7 miles from my house, unveiled the next game in the Fallout universe. It's called Fallout 76, which refers to the vault where it takes place. The teaser trailer includes scenes set inside a relatively well-maintained Fallout shelter. The vault looks decked out for a party with balloons and confetti all over the place, and a sign that the occasion is called Reclamation Day. A pit boy is there because it's Fallout. But there's a conspicuous lack of weapons of any kind. The entire setting looks extremely domestic, set inside a child's bedroom and a family living space. The only character shown on screen was a single vault dweller donning the blue Vault 76 jumpsuit and wearing a Pip-Boy with the date that reads October 27th, 2102. The broadcast in the trailer features an official saying, "When the fighting has stopped and the fallout has settled, you must rebuild." Now, you guys are, particularly Carrie, is our Fallout expert. I've only beaten one Fallout, and that was Fallout 4. And I've played a couple others, but didn't finish them because I don't like 50s decor. What do you think about this? That is the only reason I haven't done it. I hate 50s decor. The 50s sucked. Fucking My Three Sons and Donna Reed and Mr. Ed and all that stupid shit. It sucked.
Adventures of Superman was good.
Adventures of Superman was good because it was Superman. But that's it.
And I don't even think that wasn't good either. But that's
George didn't really look much like a Superman. He was
like a man, though.
He was a man. He was a man who just sucked in his stomach and stuck his chest out. And, well, I'm Superman now. And then just held his breath for however long the show was on. So, yes, Carrie.
All right. So, I, like hundreds of thousands of other people throughout the course of the day, was trolled big time by Bethesda on that 24-hour stream that just showed a Vault Boy bobblehead, and every so often a Bethesda staff member would come on screen and like pretend to be whispering something to the bobblehead, or like drop balloons in the room and leave, and I was like, something's gonna happen, and then nothing fucking happens until the next day. So thanks, Bethesda. That being said, so this is not the first time we've heard of Vault 76. Vault 76 was mentioned in logs in the Brotherhood of Steel Citadel in Fallout 3. Fallout 3 takes place in New Vegas. So my current theory about where Vault 76 is located, based on the fact that the DC branch of the Brotherhood of Steel would have been keeping tabs on the vault, and the fact that the trailer song was Take Me Home Country Roads, which is of course about West Virginia, and the fact that the code name for the game was Mountain. I think it's in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, because that would be close enough to DC. Vault 76 was opened a year before the Great War actually happened. It was created for the tricentennial of the United States of America, which is why it's Vault 76. So yeah, I think the vault is in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, because of the historical significance of Harper's Ferry within American history, and because that is right on the Appalachian Trail, and also close to DC, and it's in West Virginia. So that's my working theory.
That was way more information than I expected.
Yeah, like I believe you. What do you think this game is going to play like? Because there are rumors going around that this is going to be an online Fallout.
I believe that 100%. I don't think this is like going to be a full single player experience. The thing about this game is that, yes, it is being developed by Bethesda Softworks' main office in Rockville, Maryland. But we also know that it's being also handled, and perhaps handled more so, by the Houston branch of Bethesda, formerly known as Battlecry Studios, who had been working on that online game Battlecry before that got outright canceled. So those guys have their sort of handle on how online games are maybe supposed to work, and would be applying sort of their experience in developing the ultimately canceled Battlecry to the Fallout universe. So the big rumors are that this game is going to play it's like an open world online survival RPG, similar to DayZ or Rust. Obviously, there's only so much we can sort of glean from the trailer itself. There have been some leaks to Kotaku. The legitimacy of those, I think, should always be taken with a grain of salt. But obviously Bethesda's press conference is on Sunday, and I fully expect us to know all about how this game is going to play at that point in time.
Here's bold prediction. Even though we're probably jumping the gun a little bit with this, I think people are going to be let down by this game ultimately. Because I think people, when they look for a Fallout game, I think that they're looking for that very specific Fallout experience that those games, at least in their later iterations, have provided, obviously not counting the first two Fallout games that released. The first two games, look, I love the lore of those games. Those games are not fucking fun. No.
They're not. Those games are not fun. I have not played them. I read through all of the story and all of the lore, so like I know about like the Master and all of that crazy shit that happened out west. But boy, I'm just not fucking interested in playing those games.
It's like playing the original Metal Gear games for the fucking MSX.
Right. Like,
terrible.
Why the fuck would you? So yeah, I do agree though. I think in general, people look to sort of like mainline Bethesda Softworks games for like a very specific single player open world experience. And this is probably not going to be that. That being said, I would say I'm cautiously optimistic, just because I like.
It's cute that you put the word cautiously in front of that, because I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I know you. You're the you're the person that's played fucking you played every Fallout game at least twice, have you not?
I haven't gone through Fallout 4 a second time. I just I played the shit out of it, but I didn't.
The five times you went through New Vegas will compensate for that.
No, that's fair. I think it's been more than that through New Vegas at this point.
Right. After my 10-minute dissertation on why I think this new Fallout takes place in West Virginia, I'm cautiously optimistic about it.
No, I mean in regards to how it's going to play, I think I'm cautiously optimistic about the online component. I very much like the idea of a more rural setting for a Fallout game, one that's not based around a city like Boston or DC or Vegas. I think a rural, more wild, less settled Fallout is interesting. The date on the Pip-Boy and the trailer is October 2102, which is when the Reclamation Day would have been. Or 5 years after the Reclamation Day would have been. So it's 25 years after the Great War or something like that. So in terms of where this game falls on the Fallout timeline at large, it would be the earliest game by far. So I think that provides a lot of interesting opportunities with what they can do with this game in this universe, because if it's only 25 years after the bombs fell, then there's not as much settlements that would have come back up, and it would just be a very different world and a very different experience. So
there's a chronology with Fallout. I thought they were like Final Fantasy, where everything is just kind of set in a world, and that world is exclusive to that game.
Nope. There's they all take place in the same United States.
Elder Scrolls is the same way, if you didn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Elder Scrolls takes place several 500 years apart, shit like that. I think Skyrim is literally 500 years after Oblivion. So the history of Cyrodiil and whatnot is very much a thing. But I think so it's 2077 is when the Great War happens. That's the apocalypse. That's the nuclear fallout. And then Fallout 4 is the latest game in the series. But everything else sort of happens in the 2100s and the 2200s. Late in the 2100s and the 2200s. So having a game be just 2.5 decades after the Great War it'd be interesting, be something new. So that's all I really care about. I'm a fucking lore slut, so
I'm like that with Destiny, so I can't blame you.
Yeah, you read all those cards. Did you read all those cards? The Grimoire cards on the first game?
Yeah. Are you serious? Everyone that I had, yeah. Find out some really cool shit in those. And the Book of Sorrows? Book of Sorrows is awesome, Terrence.
The what?
The Book of Sorrows.
I don't know what that is.
It's basically the Hive Bible, essentially, for lack of a better term.
Okay. I don't play video games to read books. I don't do that.
I read the one about the guns, where the thorn comes from,
and that's fun too. Like I said, to read the lore on the different weapons.
Is it?
It is. It is.
Okay.
I just not shooting stuff, Terrence. We don't just run through killing things and trying to get S rank scores and every level.
That's what video games.
Smell the roses too.
Yeah. You trying to tell me as much Devil May Cry as you played, none of that story seeped in?
The cutscenes. I'm not reading shit. I still don't know the fucking lore. I know them niggas is brothers. That's it. And they fight demons. I still don't know what's his name, Nero came. I don't know where that nigga came from.
Well, see, like I said, I know Mike is not going to say shit either, because I know that he knows that I know that he's reading all them codex entries in Mass Effect as well.
Yeah, I'm reading all that code. I'm reading all the Mass Effect stuff. I know way more about Street Fighter lore than I need to. I'm the same way.
At the very least, I'm I know what I'm about. I'm playing games usually for the story.
You're playing games that have story as their core, whereas I'm playing games where people punch each other and then there's a loose thread of why they're punching each other.
I don't need all that story in my games.
Yeah, I don't need all that.
A good story was, I'm pressing buttons. I don't feel like I'm not here to read. Like I'm like playing Dragon's Crown, and although he's narrating, like he narrates too fucking slow, so I gotta kind of read, and I'm like, you're talking too much. Shut up. I don't know what the hell's going on.
The story in Dragon's Crown is a very loose endeavor. In any
well, they seem to make it really important because you're constantly talking to people. I'm like, what the fuck?
Dragon's Crown it is Diablo that runs side to side. That is what Dragon.
Yeah,
That's what that is.
Yep. And you lose track of your character every 30 seconds.
There's a lot going on that screen, but it's fun.
It is.
Next up, the new Pokemon games come out for Switch, guys.
Hey! They announced this game while I was in a fucking concert, and I was really mad about it. I went to the Jack White show in DC last week, and it was a phone-free show. So that day, it was Tuesday, Bethesda started the fucking Fallout stream. So I figured, okay, well, maybe they'll announce it tonight. So I, ignored my phone. The phone was in like a magnetic case, basically. So like it was inaccessible for the course of the show, which was awesome. More shows should do that. But I get back to my car and I'm waiting on Chris to pay for parking, and I'm looking through my Twitter feed and everyone's talking Pokemon. And I'm like, did they fucking announce a new Pokemon game while I'm in a concert?
Two new Pokemon games.
Two new Pokemon games. They're the same thing. It's fine.
Yeah, it's,
Those games are called Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. They will be released November 16th. They will take players back to the Kanto region, and they are essentially
They're
remakes.
yellow remakes.
Yeah,
that's literally what like the Japanese press release called them, was like their remakes of Yellow specifically. So,
but apparently this is not supposed to be like the new Pokemon game for the Switch that they were teasing before.
It's not the one that they talked about. So last year when they talked about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and they like cut to like Junichi Matsuda or whoever, I think it was Matsuda, and he was like, hey, just so you know, we are working on a core RPG for the Nintendo Switch. It is in development. So these games are not that game. That game is still happening. There will still be a brand new, like, traditional core RPG Pokemon game for the Switch, and they're saying that will be in the latter half of 2019.
I'll wait for that one.
That's fine.
I'm looking at this one, and it looks fine. It looks like a glorified Pokemon Go.
I mean, ultimately, so that's causing a lot of polarized opinions. It's incorporating a lot of things from Pokemon Go, like how you catch Pokemon by throwing the Pokeball, and sort of like, trying to get it in the ring and whatever. You can see all of the Pokemon on the overworld now. There's no more random battles. You actually like approach the Pokemon that you're trying to catch and whatnot. I feel like it's sort of like bridging the gap almost between Pokemon Go and like a regular RPG, because like you're still going through Kanto, you're still catching Pokemon, you're still going to have a team. The battle system still uses the 4-move system that the core series has. It's incorporating a lot of different things. I think it's one of those things where it's like they're trying to get the people who maybe got hooked on Pokemon via Pokemon Go and maybe haven't played like an actual console game in a long time, sort of like back into
they're trying
the series.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they much like drug dealers, they know how to weed you into it.
Look, as soon as they were like they're releasing this accessory called the Pokeball GO Plus, or the Pokeball Plus, where you can like tap it to your Switch and you can like put a Pokemon in the Pokeball and take it with you. Look, inject that shit directly into my veins, Nintendo. Thank you. I'm here for it.
Isn't that just a Tamagotchi?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But now I can put my favorite Pokemon in my pocket and take it with me wherever I go. Look,
you can literally have a pocket monster.
I literally have a pocket monster now. And look, y'all are old as shit. So I was 8 when Pokemon was big. So I've been waiting for this for the last 20 years.
8?
So
God damn.
Pokemon debuted in the US in 1998. So
yo, I was still a virgin playing Pokemon Snap. God damn.
And now you're a non-virgin who will probably play Pokemon.
Who will play Pokemon next year. Oh, snap.
Yep. Shut up. I'm too old and black for Pokemon. I think I was too old and black when Pokemon first came out.
You were too old and black as soon as you came out of the womb.
Yeah.
For anything childlike.
I'm looking at this trailer right now and I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't. Like, it's just they have like a Pokemon controller, a Pokeball controller now.
Yep. So like you can use it, and like here's my main concern. It's like we all remember when the Wii came out, right? And we remember when people were playing Wii Sports and we're playing like Wii bowling,
chucking their controllers into their television,
their controllers straight into their television. That is 100% going to happen with this game, and I am very much looking forward to those videos hitting the internet.
There's a wrist strap on it. So
absolutely, there's a wrist strap. But Terrence, you know better than anyone. People are fucking dumb.
That is true. That is 100% correct. Yeah, and Pokemon. Okay.
I got whiplash from these game announcements, though. Both of these are very much my jam, but boy, if they aren't the like complete opposite ends of my personal gaming spectrum.
Yeah, no kidding. One is a childlike dogfighting simulator, and the other is the future of our country.
Just in fairness, those two go together better than you probably think they could.
Oh no, absolutely.
I feel like the skills you pick up from one can really help you in the other. Burning bottle caps.
So yeah, no, I'm excited for the Pokemon Let's Go games. I have Let's Go Pikachu pre-ordered because fuck Eevee. 1v1 me, Scrubblords. I'm ripped. I fucking hate Eevee, and I'm sick of all of the new evolutions.
Eevee seems like a bitch.
Eevee is a bitch.
Like, she seems like she's very like uppity. You know what I mean? Like, got the little fur collar. All right, calm down. Eevee reminds me of like a Pokemon Kardashian. You know what I mean? Like, just get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Go solve prison reform, Eevee. Get the fuck out of my face.
Oh my god! Like I said, we're not diving into politics in this episode, but the little denouements that we keep having are. I like it a lot. All right, so to put a bow on that, I'm surprised they announced that this week and didn't say that, because that makes me wonder what other big announcements they have coming in their direct.
Yeah, I mean that's my big question.
So we shall see. It is E3 prediction time, folks. As we are wont to do, we will make some outlandish predictions. We asked you for your predictions. We will get to those in a second. But before that, we can each give a couple still possible, but also like out of left field predictions that I think that we might see.
Do we want to do this like per press conference?
No, just
okay.
We don't need to be doing this stuff. I think that at the Bethesda conference, they will announce and show off a new trailer for Doom 2, and that will release next spring. It's one that I have. Since they ruined my Elder Scrolls prediction, because they're not putting that out now since fucking Fallout 76 is coming out.
Here's the thing. If we're starting with Bethesda, like we already know they're talking Fallout 76 and Rage 2. I really think they're going to announce Elder Scrolls 6. I think we're going to get both. Now that we know that Battlecry has been working on Fallout 76, I really think that Elder Scrolls 6 will get announced. I absolutely do.
I'm going to be mad if I backed away from that prediction and it ends up happening.
What do I think is going to happen? I think you'll get a new Brink game.
That's bold. That's extremely bold.
Playing the long odds, guys.
Yeah.
I
think the other thing that could happen with Bethesda, I think we just got a new Wolfenstein and a new Evil Within. I think it's possible we could get like a Prey sequel and possibly another Dishonored announced.
I think that's too much Bethesda stuff in 1 year's press conference. Good Lord.
Yeah.
We're loaded up.
I think EA is going to talk about shooters and sports.
I'm really hoping for something Dragon Age.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would love a new Dragon Age, as long as it's good.
That is,
and not mediocre.
That is my one big bold prediction, is that we'll get some sort of Dragon Age announcement.
Terrence, what do you?
I predict that Microsoft is going to show games. That's a long shot, right?
I've got.
I feel like it is.
I predict that they don't mention once Crackdown 3.
I don't think that's too far.
No, I think that is 100% correct. I think we're going to get a new Fable.
Or they announce Crackdown 3 and it comes out that Tuesday.
Interesting. That's interesting.
How about that? Because that game has been in development since 1997. That doesn't make any sense. But
how about a PlayStation one? I think that you will see PlayStation All-Stars kart racing game coming from Sony.
I would not be mad about that. On
Sony,
Sony,
I just want Devil May Cry 5. That's all. I don't care about anything else.
You might get that.
I mean, I don't think that's unreasonable.
I want to see actual gameplay footage.
That's not going to happen.
Not a trailer. Not like a fucking CGI trailer. Actual gameplay.
I mean, in fairness, it does seem unfair me making PlayStation predictions, since I do have the leaked PlayStation.
I think so. Like, Sony has already come out and said that like the bulk of their presser is going to focus on Spider-Man, The Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and Death Stranding. As far as the last of those go, Death Stranding goes, I think Hideo Kojima is going to get up on stage. I think he will have Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen with him. I think they will talk extensively about the impact that this game is going to have on the industry and the technology that was used. And I think at the end of it, no one will have any more of a fucking clue as to what Death Stranding is actually about than we did last year.
I predict Death Stranding is going to fucking suck. That's what I predict.
I'll do you one better. I think it gets a 2019 release date.
And I think it's a movie.
That might be true.
I don't believe it's a game.
Like, what if it's a movie for real?
I'm serious. I think that shit's a fucking movie. Like, it doesn't make any... Like, what do you do in that game? They haven't shown a stitch of gameplay. Like, they haven't shown anything that even looks like gameplay.
Nope.
Like, fuck off, Kojima. You know,
the other thing that I think that's going to happen at Sony's conference is, so at the Game Awards last year, From Software like teased a game, and they like didn't give any, like, it's probably Bloodborne 2, but I think we will get confirmation on what the fuck that is, that From Software is working on, and I think that'll happen at the Sony conference.
I predict that Ubisoft will get a C-list comedian to come out and awkwardly host their presser. And we'll get another Just Dance game.
Yep. Yeah. I think we could get a new Splinter Cell.
Yes, that is my actual prediction. It's time for Splinter Cell to come back.
I heard a
Michael Ironside or not?
No, it won't be Michael Ironside. I actually heard someone else predict that it'll be a new protagonist.
Oh,
it will be in like the Bruce Wayne and Batman Beyond role, kind of controlling things from afar.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
All right, yeah, that'd be acceptable, because that other Sam Fisher without Michael Ironside, and they just like de-aged him 20 years. Like, no, what is this?
Oh, I guess you could have Michael Ironside come back, especially in that role.
Yeah, but no, he's not gonna be in the field. But yeah, if he's Old Man Wayne, then yeah.
You know what I really want from Ubisoft this year? I'd love a new Prince of Persia.
I could take or leave a Prince of Persia.
I'd like a new good Prince of Persia game from Ubisoft.
Was the last one with the Nolan North Prince of Persia, or was it one that came out
after that?
Yeah,
that was actually decent.
Yeah. Square Enix is back on the E3 stage for the first time since 2015.
That's right.
I think they are going to be
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yep, I think Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be delayed.
Oh, really?
I think it's going to be delayed out of 2018. Because so we've seen a couple of trailers recently, and like the first one we saw, it was like now in development, and like the most recent one we saw, they were like 2018. I think they're gonna get up on stage and like Nomura's going to be like, "I'm very sorry, we're not done. Like it's next year, 2019. It's going to be 2019."
Have a release date for it?
Huh?
Going to come out in 2018. I think they've shown too much now that they can't like they're too forthcoming with the fucking Kingdom Hearts that they have to know it's coming out this year.
No, I think it's going to be delayed because that is how Square Enix and Nomura work. Because
there's only one way
coming out.
There's only one way they can handle a delay, right? It says at the end of the sizzle reel at the end of the trailer, it says coming spring 2019, and then you hear the groans, and then all of a sudden here comes fucking Iron Man and Sora just hanging out with the Avengers.
I don't think that's going to happen. Like
that's the only way.
That's the only way that people would be accepted. But no, because particularly, we got very close to the end development of like Final Fantasy 15, and then Final Fantasy 15 got delayed a few months. So I absolutely think that this game is going to be delayed into like Q1 2019.
Interesting. Well, let us pass it over to the listeners. We asked you for your unlikely but still possible prediction that you think will happen at E3 next week. Trey says Capcom announces an Onimusha HD collection. I mean, they do like their collections, Capcom does. I could see that happening.
Yeah, I would like a real Onimusha game again. I would buy that. Even the weird one with Jean Reno.
Cam says Crackdown 3 will be announced for the Xbox Omega and for a 2022 release date. Cam also says Golden Sun 3 is announced as an online-only battle royale game, and Carrie's head explodes.
All right, first of all, bitch, Golden Sun 3 was Golden Sun Dark Dawn.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
But that is my eternal long shot prediction, is that I get a fourth Golden Sun game.
You take a Golden Sun game in a different format, not a traditional turn-based role-playing game.
Just release me from the hell that is the cliffhanger ending from Dark Dawn. Anything that gets me out of that hell.
So like a 10-minute animated short would be fine.
At this point, yeah. I'll take what I can get.
What's going to happen next week when this game, Golden Sun 4 or whatever, is released and the Capitals win the Stanley Cup?
I mean, you're just going to
experience. You're going to be slip sliding all over the place.
if within the next week, if I get like a wombo combo of Caps winning the Stanley Cup and Golden Sun 4 being announced, I don't know that I will ever experience that kind of joy again in my life.
You might not be able to go on living because you're like, all the spite has been drained out. Nothing. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I mean, literally me, when we made the Stanley Cup final, I was just like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like,
Caps are currently playing right now, and we currently lead game 4, 1-0 on a TJ Oshie goal.
CAPS. Caps.
What's the name of the black guy on that team?
His name is
Devontae Smith Pelly.
Wow.
Yep, there you go. He scored a goal in
Pelly.
Like, I'm like, Devontae? What the fuck? Devontae? There's a Devontae playing hockey?
There are two African gentlemen on the actually I shouldn't say African American because that's probably not true.
Yeah, just say black, please.
Yeah, they have two black guys on Vegas.
Oh.
One is definitely not African American, I can promise you that.
Yeah, first of all, Devontae Smith Pelly is Canadian, so
yeah.
So
that Pele kind of fucked it all up.
Yeah. A guy also named Pierre, was it Pierre Emerick Belmar? Also probably not American, I would imagine.
No.
It's not Pierre Jackson.
Belmar.
Or Edward Pierre. I can't remember. Eric says Konami announces Metal Gear 6 Raiden's Lost Ark. That's funny in two ways. Man, if Konami keeps fucking pumping out Metal Gear games, I'm gonna be really pissed.
So you're going to be really pissed.
Don't.
Yeah, what else they got?
They've got pachinko machines that they want to fucking make now instead.
Got Silent Hill. We've got Castlevania. Konami has the rights to a lot of really excellent game series, and
How shitty would they be?
boy, howdy, are they not doing anything with any
How
of
shitty
those?
would it be if they just fucking got rid of all of their like top developer talent and make bastard versions of these beloved game series now, just to make everyone mad?
What if we made pachinko machines
They did.
that had a Castlevania sticker on it?
I mean, they made a Metal Gear one.
What if
How did Metal Gear Survive, what the fuck that bullshit is called? Huh? Is that out? Did that come out?
It's out. It was terrible. It didn't sell shit because it was awful.
Konami sucks.
And they sold extra multiple player slots for $10 or whatever.
Right, that is that's what they attempted to do. Right, $10 for an extra character, nigga. If you don't get the hell out my goddamn face, your game ain't even worth $10.
Jason says a new Narc. There's a PS2.
What Narc are we talking about? I'm talking about. I think he's talking about like old school.
Oh,
Narc.
like the arcade Narc,
like 1987, whenever the fuck that game came out.
RE2 and Def Jam Vendetta remakes.
I think RE2 is a reasonable thing to.
I'm actually shocked there hasn't been like an RE2.
Yeah,
remake.
because I think I consider that next to 4 the best.
I think a lot of people would agree with you on that.
2 and 4 are the best Resident Evil games.
Objectively, yeah.
2's the only one that I actually played through to any decent amount of completion. So
I'm a weenie, so I never finished any of those games.
Trust me, I was on the fucking edge of my seat the entire time during 2. I can tell you that much.
Big weenie.
Royce says WB announces Mortal Kombat 11, and hopefully Capcom announces further support for Marvel vs.
No, one of those is true.
Yeah, one of those is probably a slam dunk. The other one, not that much. Or do you think they'll wait for Evo to announce Mortal Kombat 11?
You know what? I probably would wait till Evo.
Yeah, I probably
that core. That's your audience,
right?
Yeah.
Here's what I think they'll do. I think they will announce the game, but not release any significant details until Evo.
They'll have like a playable demo at Evo.
Yeah,
where they're gonna have 2 like professionals playing it to get people hyped.
Yep.
Will says Halo Battle Royale. You know what? That's not that far off. Actually, man, what if Microsoft does, instead of announcing a brand new like proper Halo game, announces that
a Halo like a Battle Royale
yeah, just a standalone Battle Royale game in the Halo universe.
Here's the thing: people would play the shit out of that. So economically speaking, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. I like the Halo lore a lot. I like the story of Halo. I don't care to play the games, but I enjoy the story.
I've always wanted to go back and play Halo.
Especially
once I got into Destiny.
Didn't they say, like, with the release of Halo 4, they were like, we're doing a new trilogy?
They did.
And then they like
5 kind of, fucked things up a little bit.
They just are not releasing the third game of the second trilogy.
Yeah, like 343 Studios. Is that what their name is?
Yep.
I mean, we'll see. They'll put out. Halo 6 will happen eventually. I just don't know if it's going to be yet.
Halo became really Call of Duty-ish when the multiplayer when Halo 5 came out. Like it's a total. It feels so much different than any other Halos that's ever come out. Multiplayer wise, it feels like a Call of Duty or a Battlefield game. It's weird.
Dustin says he's hoping Microsoft goes hard in the paint. He wants Halo 6 news. He wants Fable news. He's a huge Fallout guy, so he hopes that's not disappointing. Also like to hear what Take-Two is up to. They've been very quiet with the exception of Red Dead. Plus, EA has put out something related to Star Wars this year. Their contract is starting to come to an end, and they've only released 2 Star Wars games. I think EA is going to be all about Anthem this year.
I think you're going to be let down, Dustin.
Yep.
Because I don't think Microsoft's going to show anything.
Nope.
They gotta have something up this.
They have to.
Yeah,
For the sake of their
yeah,
for the sake of this generation,
they're bringing up the rear as far as this console generation is concerned, and they have been for a while. And I think the problem with Microsoft is they've been so focused on having like the most powerful hardware on the market that they've forgotten that no one's going to buy your fucking hardware unless there are games worth playing on that hardware. So I feel like Microsoft might do something with Gears. Maybe they'll do something with Halo. But what they need to do, oh, they're going to, Terrence. You know in your heart of hearts.
Funny you mentioned
Gears 4.
Let me move on to Anthony, who says Gears of War Horde Battle Royale.
Shut up, Anthony. Like, no, stop with Gears. No. The fourth one, yeah, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful game. It was.
Yeah, but it starred Stephen Amell. Like that guy looked like a
yeah.
He just looked like a pretty boy prick. Like, hey, this is my son, JD. Hi guys.
JD. Like JD.
Right. Be friends.
And had his black friend Jamal, whatever the fuck his name was. I don't even know what it was. What was it Caleb?
I don't know. The last time I played it was the last time we played it together on Twitch.
And I watched it.
Me too. I played a little bit of multiplayer.
A lot.
Yeah, that shit was hard, man. Yeah, I played a little bit of multiplayer after that. But yeah, like no, man. It just looked good. It looked really, really good. And that's because you have the most powerful system that you have nothing to play on. Like that shit fucking makes me so mad. Like, what's the point?
Right? That's the real question.
Crackdown 3 is not out. Yo. That fucking
Microsoft needs to announce a new IP for their system that would be an exclusive for their system, and then maybe, I don't know, actually fucking release the game.
Yeah, release it. State of Decay 2 is marginally better looking than State of Decay. What the fuck? Yeah.
Remember Scalebound? Remember when they announced that game and people were hype as shit?
Might re-announce Scalebound?
I don't think so.
So funny. If they did that, I'd die laughing.
They'd be like, Scalebound coming out September. Like, you lying motherfuckers. Like, I've essentially lost faith in Microsoft. And until they show me something like mind-blowing, if they do at all. And I don't even think I'm gonna even watch the goddamn thing because I might not even be able to because I might not be home. I don't care. But unless they show me something mind-blowing, I've just completely lost faith in them.
Remember last year when they were like, look at this car! We have a car! Look at this car! By Forza!
There'll be another car this year. There's a Forza Horizon 4 announcement that's in our future.
Of course.
You want a stone cold lock prediction? Forza Horizon 4 coming out this September.
So is Anthem still going to be like...
Yes, it is. I think
it's
going to be partner game. So.
Okay.
We'll see. Malcolm says Capcom announces the new DLC for Street Fighter V, which includes Sean as the headlining character and also Mortal Kombat 11 hashtag free J. Yeah, I think anything like Street Fighter is going to be exclusively saved for Evo because that's typically when they drop announcements for that. So, Michael says Valve finally teases the long anticipated sequel Left 4 Dead titled Left 4 Dead Battle Royale. I'm seeing a theme. And you're probably right. Johnny says Smash Brothers will show off a character that will surprise everyone. Death Stranding, actual fucking gameplay.
Don't believe the hype.
Nintendo will show off a bunch of ports I will still buy because if I can get theoretically Fallout, Dragon Ball, and Persona 5 on the Switch, then I will do it. And unless Microsoft knocks it out of my park, I will pull LeBron James at a press conference and adjust my shorts, grab my and walk out muttering, "Be better tomorrow."
Here's a question on his first point. What would a character that would surprise everyone for Smash Brothers be?
Someone that's in the either Sony or Microsoft stable would be a surprise.
I would be surprised if they announced Isaac as a playable character.
From the Love Boat?
No!
That's a good shit. I love that. Yeah, that's the only one that would be like a true out of left field surprise if it was like a Sony or Microsoft.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think
Like
I feel like it's
Master
entirely
Chief.
possible that we might get like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro.
Live update: Capitals now up 2-0. Top line: Tommy Wilson scoring a goal.
Is that good shit?
It's good shit. I'm getting a little nervous right now. Randy says that he thinks that E3 will be boring because of too many leaks and it doesn't live up to the hype anymore. I think actually I would disagree. I think especially in the past couple of years, I think game companies have gotten really good about keeping their biggest surprises under wraps, with a few notwithstanding. But no, like for example, like just thinking off the top of my head last year, nobody expected fucking Beyond Good and Evil 2 to be in.
No, absolutely. I feel like
about that.
Ubisoft specifically is really good at that sort of like, but wait, there's more sort of like surprise at the end. And they've always been really good at that for whatever reason. Like their conferences overall suck, but
yeah, I think it's because nobody really expects anything of their conference.
that's true.
Like,
That's absolutely true.
And then you leave them with something like Beyond Good and Evil. Oh yeah, they do own that.
They do own that. Oh, of course, last year's big surprise from them was Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which, when the like art for that leaked, everyone was like, this looks stupid. And then the game came out and everyone was like, this is delightful.
Speak for yourself.
I like that game.
It's fine. Like I said, it's a fine game. If you're
like
that can't play XCOM and you want XCOM for babies,
look,
it's a cool baby game.
Let me live, Brad.
So go get yourself a real game when Xbox or XCOM 2 is free on PlayStation 4. It's fun.
I don't have
with
PlayStation
permadeath
Gold.
and other things.
I don't have PlayStation Gold. I don't play games online.
That's true. It's true.
I play Persona 5 in my basement by myself.
Stewart says Square Enix will. It's just Square now. Will debut a new trailer for the Avengers project, which will be a games as service model product, or at the very least, an online only game. Also, Terrence will be delivering the Sony conference keynote address.
Can confirm.
Are they paying me?
Of course. Not going to fly you out there just to out of the goodness of your heart.
Yeah. I'll do it if they pay me.
I mean, that's how they can finally end the console war. Like Microsoft will come out on Sunday. You're going to go out there on Monday. You're going to deliver the keynote address. Microsoft will have to come back Monday night and be like, I mean, it's official now. We're just going to hang it up. There's no point in us even anymore.
You know who would need to do that keynote address for that to actually happen? Demetrius. He's still holding on, man.
Yeah, he's still holding on.
He can't see the sea. He can't see the forest for the trees. He's just holding on for dear life. He plays Destiny 2.
Yo, great controller. Terrible fucking console.
I still like the controller.
I use it
the
for my
console's
PC.
not terrible. It's just the fact that they don't have any fucking
No, I use
exclusives.
this. I use this for my PC gaming.
Because it's a superior controller.
It is a superior
Else, by the way, to boot up your Xbox like once every 4 months, and every time like you boot it up, it's like you're getting a brand new console for the first time. Because you're like, what is this interface? Like, I don't recognize this at all.
Oh,
it's like that fucking scene from Fellowship of the Ring where he's just, I have no recollection of this place.
To relearn the fucking UI every time I boot the fucking console.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, except for that they keep changing it. Like every fucking major update that comes out, they're like, by the way, we completely changed the UI. So
good luck.
It is now 3-0 Capitals. A goal scored by Devontae Smith-Pelly.
All right.
Hey.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, it's getting too real now. Gustavo says teaser trailer for a Fable game.
On what system?
Well, what do you think?
Microsoft.
Just a teaser.
I don't know.
You think Sony's going to pay for the rights to Fable?
No, Sony's not going to. They would just make their own fucking Fable-based RPG and do it like 10 times better.
Right, without having fucking Peter Molyneux's dick all over the thing.
They'd be like, oh, like Microsoft's like, here's Fable 4, and Sony's like, here's a new RPG called Story, where it's way better because your decisions actually have widespread matter. And it shits all over this other game. And Microsoft's like, well, goddamn, stop doing this to us. You're crapping over only franchises, bastards. Joshua says next year will be Power Stone's 20th anniversary. Hopefully some news on an HD remaster or even a Power Stone 3 is just around the corner.
You know what? I would be super about this. I really like Power Stone.
Power Stone was fun, man.
Yeah, it was.
What system?
Dreamcast.
I mean, what system?
Oh, yes.
Oh, contemporary.
That would be cross platform.
Yeah.
Not cross platform, but multiple.
How about just PS4 and Switch? Just those.
Yeah, just those two.
Worried about
I wouldn't be surprised.
the other console. And then Jake says finally, it is the nerd in me praying this rumor isn't bullshit, but there's loose talk that Shenmue 3 will be announcing along with gameplay footage that they will release on Xbox as well. Hearing some chatter about this last development push as being as aggressive as it was due to a recent large single sum investment, which could be Xbox buying into the game or the dreaded block by Sony. Dear God, let this be true. I refuse to own both a PlayStation and an Xbox.
Yo, give yourself over to the blue, dude.
I would agree. Yeah,
It's the only way to live.
Owning a PlayStation. By the way, my favorite personal touch of that list was the Shenmue 4 Kickstarter announcement. and I knew Micah would appreciate it the most.
Yo, who among us backed Shenmue 3 on Kickstarter?
None of us. And like I
I've
said,
never backed a goddamn thing on Kickstarter.
you did?
Indiegogo.
Carrie,
What?
why you back it?
Because I'm a fucking idiot.
Wait, you backed Shenmue 3?
I was like, beep boop. I like Shenmue. I'll bag this game.
Can you get your money back?
No, it's gone.
Not on Kickstarter, man.
No
I didn't
offense,
put that much
Carrie.
money. I put like I put enough into it to where it's like $30 or so, where it was like you get the game when it comes out and like we'll give you like the PC version of 1 and 2. And I was like,
No offense, Carrie.
I'm dumb as hell.
That was some optimistic white woman nonsense. Get the fuck out of here.
You better believe it, man.
3.
Hold on, let me actually go on Kickstarter and tell you how much I backed into it, just to expose my extreme white woman stupidity here.
Look, I've said it before in this podcast. I backed fucking hella Kickstarter shit. I'm not backing a fucking video game, no sir.
I backed Toe Jam and Earl too.
Did that come out?
Working out for
Nope, that hasn't come out yet.
it.
However, I did get the soundtrack for it, and that's enough for me because that soundtrack is nothing but bops. All right, yeah. So I put exactly $29 to Shenmue 3. Other dumb games that I have kickstarted or donates to the Kickstarter for included Ukulele. That was it. It was I backed Toe Jam and Earl, Ukulele, and Shenmue 3. And at that point, I was like, I think I'm done. I think I'm done backing video games on Kickstarter now.
The thing is, you backed 3 Kickstarter video games, and so far you have a 0 batting average.
Oh,
Ukulele is not
it came
good.
out. It certainly came out.
Yeah, it came out. So
It's not. No. Terrence. Mm-mm.
Yeah, see, I'm too cheap. I'm not backing anybody. Like, make your own guy. Yo, look. No.
Stop panhandling.
Right.
That's
Don't beg me for money and then maybe bring the product out. Like, that's unacceptable to me. I gotta fight you if it doesn't come out.
So that is it for us this week. Thank you for your E3 predictions. So again, tentative plan, we will have the full plan on densepixels.com/fans once we have cemented it. But like I said, you are going to get live pre and post coverage for Microsoft's press conference. You're going to at least get live pre and post coverage for Sony's press conference. You'll get another podcast later in the week for an all-encompassing. The rest of it from E3, we may separate Nintendo out to a separate podcast. That won't be a live thing, but it will be possibly. We might have to separate Nintendo into its own deal, and then who knows? We'll see. Well, we'll see if there's anything else that needs done that week. But I think at a bare minimum, that's what we're looking at for coverage next week for E3. So again, go to youtube.com/densepixels, and subscribe to the channel because the live streaming shows will be done through there. So make sure you do that if you've not done it yet. Again, make sure you subscribe to the podcast as well, wherever you get it. And then we are all on Twitch TV as well. We have a main channel, which is Dense Pixels. I am Dense Pixels Brad. Terrence has Apparition 410. Micah is Dense Black Nerd. And Carrie is Suppets Carrie.
I've actually been streaming.
Yeah, Golden Sun.
I've been streaming. I had a Jones in to play through the first game again. And I was like, fuck it, I'll stream it.
Trying that old game out for the first time, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, definitely go to twitch.tv/SuppetsCarry and hit the follow button so you'll be notified when I go live. I try to post in the fan group on Facebook when I do go live, but follow me on Twitch to make sure that you're actually getting the immediate notification when that happens. Also, side note, buy my book. My book comes out in like a week. I'll be at Origins on the 13th through the 17th in Columbus, Ohio, the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games. Buy my book.
All right. So that is it for us. We will see you guys next on Sunday, again, for the pre-show for the Microsoft press conference. Until then, take it easy.
See ya.
Take it easy.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.